Hello, this is Go Against the Tide. We just finished our Congress, Go Against the Tide TV clubs, and we have a special guest from John Birch Society, Mr. Arthur Thomson. Thank you for being with us, and also Mr. Martin Ohlson. And it is your first time in Poland. Maybe what are your first impressions from the visit in our country and after the Congress?
Well, I'm delighted to be in Poland. It is my first time, and my visit exceeded all expectations. The people here are just wonderful. They're rooted in the belief of their country and faith and family. It's just a very kind people that I've never experienced such kindness on such a scale. So I'm immensely impressed with Poland and its people.
Okay.
So.
And
well, I'm the same. Just to give you an example, when your people sing the national anthem of Poland, I mean, they really mean it. You can tell everything about their spirit. In the United States, it'll vary. Too often, when they sing the national anthem, the last verse is "play ball." They play it before the ball game.
And I think in Poland, the Polish people take their freedoms much more serious in light of the history here in recent decades. And so there's a real vigilance in the population that, you know, we could lose the liberties we do have. And so I sense that in the people. And yeah, like Art said, your national anthem was so inspiring to see the love of your country, and there was no mockery or anything upside down. I mean, you people have experienced it, and it shows your love of country. Yeah.
I have a question to you, sir.
Yes.
It's your second time
yes.
in our meeting. How can you compare these two meetings?
The two meetings. Well, the first meeting, to be very honest with you, I was a little concerned. I mean, I came away from it with a lot of hope for your organization. But I saw elements that I thought would not fit in well. This time that was not true at all. It was, these people were all well suited to the cause. You know, for instance, in our organization, we only want people of character and goodwill. And I felt that the first time I was here, I didn't see that in everybody. It was just a small little fraction. But I was a little concerned. But this time I saw nothing of that whatsoever. And the people have character, they have love for each other, which is very noticeable. And that's so important in these things. There's a real brotherhood, in other words, if you will. Yeah.
And what is the main difference between Poles and Americans that you see here? Maybe some differences.
Well, I believe that I see a more traditional culture here. I think that there's a seriousness about liberty in this country because, as I said, what has happened here in recent decades, that it's created a much more diligent or vigilant population in terms of learning what's going on in the world, what's really going on, because so many people in Poland were deceived in the past, including by our own government when our State Department pushed Poland into communism and cooperated with the Red Army and Stalin and all that while giving lip service to liberty. And so that's created a certain vigilance in the population because you've experienced full-scale totalitarianism here, and that's serious business. So another thing I can say is that the Polish people are very eager to learn the truth, and your good organization exemplifies that by what you're doing to extol liberty and history and culture. I think that really shows, and that's so important for your country and its survival.
You are very kind. Only positive.
The thing is that we have been admonished by our forefathers in general, from Greeks to Romans to early Americans and whatever, that if you don't know your history, you will lose your freedom. It's just that true. And there's that say that if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it. Really what that means is that if you don't know your history, the people that want to rule you will fool you once again, is basically really what that means. And so there is this hunger amongst your organization to learn more, learn the truth. Because like Scripture says, know the truth and the truth will set you free. Yeah. Just that simple. If enough people know the truth, then you're going to have freedom. If enough do not, you will not have freedom.
Maybe the question, what thoughts you bring back to John Birch Society from Poland, from our organization?
We want to bring back your spirit. The Polish spirit is just really inspiring. You said faults. Well, you know, we see what's unfolding on the European continent as a command control structure, similar to what the Nazis wanted. You have the ending of borders, the ending of national sovereignty, government encroachment into all of the educational institutions, a central bank over the whole continent. These are all things that were promoted by the socialist model of Marx and the Nazis. You know, so I think that the return to sovereignty and independence through educating the citizens is the key to staying a liberated country, if you will. So,
yeah, I can't add to that.
Yeah. And maybe for the last question for our Polish viewers, what we could do together in the future, maybe some vision to Polish-American cooperation, John Birch Society, and Go Against the Tide TV.
Well, I'll start. The thing is that all liberty-loving people should work together. That doesn't mean that we have to work under a command structure to do so. It's just we can offer advice back and forth and assistance and so on and so forth. Give hope to people. And that's really what people are looking for around the world, is hope. Because there's some people that are just living in just terrible situations, whether it's Vietnam or China or whatever. There are a lot of countries going more and more communist, like South Africa and Zimbabwe and so on. Those people have very little hope. But you have hope here. And as long as people will stand and take that stand, then there will be a time in the future when you will really capture true freedom. And that's what we look for amongst ourselves. We're going to do that in the United States, and you're going to do it here, and people will do it in other areas, and we can all work together and kind of see what works, what doesn't work, for instance, and then take those lessons and apply them. And I think that's what we can do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was a great privilege to have a special guest from John Birch Society here in Poland. I think it's like a real special days for Polish patriots, for our viewers. Thank you for your words, for your efforts, and for your time. And see you maybe next time in Poland next year.
I hope so.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martin Ohlson and Arthur Thomson.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.